Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we bring you the grand finale of the Next Level E-Series Lamborghini GT3 Cup from the fantastic road course at Daytona. In the booth with me tonight, we have a full house. We have Mr. Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everybody.
Mr. Bill Switzer, good evening.
Hello, Clyde. Good evening, everybody.
Mr. Tyler Newitt, good evening.
Hi, everybody.
And doing all the wizardry on your screen is everybody's favourite Frenchman, Mr. Sam Boozin.
I don't know who this guy is, but good evening, everybody.
Right, guys. So let me just get this toffee out of my teeth. Daytona. I think we've been here before. But the finale of this series, Pete. Now, it's been absolutely fantastic having this one make series. The organisers are stepping it up next season and inviting some more GT3 cars in. So this will be not only the last race of the season, but the last race of this one make race. It's going to be fantastic, isn't it, round here?
Well, for a start, I didn't know you knew any blokes called Toffee. And then, yes, it's going to be a fantastic race. I feel like, and Tyler agreed with me before, we've been to Daytona every day for the last 30 days. And all the races here have been fantastic. So I don't see why this will be any different. And this one is slightly different from what we've done before because all the cars are identical. It's just their individual setups and drivers that make the difference to this one. So that should make things slightly different for us to watch as well.
Yeah, Bill, Daytona. We've just said we've done lots and lots of broadcasting from here, but it is one of those tracks that just tends to bring out the best in racing.
Yeah, it does. It's been marketed heavily for a number of years, and really it has turned into a kind of a spectacle, to be honest. All kinds of racing here, as you well know. Sadly, it's about 2.5 hours from my house where I live, and Clyde Whiting's been to it more times than I have. Well, not really, but recently anyway. But it's really got everything it needs to be a good place for virtually any kind of race. I mean, it seems that the road course is very simple, but the nicest part about it, especially if you're a spectator, the one that kind of pays for these races, can see virtually the whole track all the time, knows what's going on. It's a together place. I think, and as Pete mentioned, that the one make vehicle that's roaming around here racing each other, that's going to make it a little more interesting as well. I'm looking forward to this. I always like races at Daytona. You guys are probably sick of it. Like you said, you've done about 29,000 races here in the last 2 days, so I can dig it. But it's going to be neat.
And Tyler, these Lamborghinis have certainly given us a fantastic season. And you're expecting a fantastic finale?
Yeah, of course. As Pete said, every race we've been to in the last month around here has been good. So I expect nothing less from these guys. They always put on a good show, and Daytona is just a track that really lends itself to great racing. It's trickier than people like to give it credit for, I think. In my opinion, Turn 1 is one of the best corners in racing, and you can make passes on it too. So I think we'll see some really good racing here today, and hopefully they manage to keep it clean this time.
Yeah, definitely. And let's hope the organisers are spot on tonight as well after last week's kerfuffle. Evening to Ben, Kevin, Jerome, Stacey, Erwin, and Marco on the chat. Let's have a quick look at where we are. So just having a quick look at last time out. And it was an absolutely fantastic race, won by Sam Coitert with Max Paul in second and Jerome Vatlet in third. So the driver standings, Max Paul currently leads the way with 113 points. Sam Holt is second on 94. David Plasman is third on 86. Jerome Vatlet is fourth with 81, and Sam Coitert, after his win, is up to fifth place with 79 points. In the team standings, Gazek's racing team, long way out in front with 48 points. Racecraft Esports in second with 26. Airborne Racing in third with 15. Then we have Bingo by SimTag EMG with 9 in fourth place. And in fifth place, we have SimWorld GT Racing with 8 points. So that's up to date with the standings. Still lots to play for tonight. We are currently 6 minutes into the 15-minute qualifying session. And I can tell you that Sam Coiter currently sits on provisional pole with Jonas Vanna in second and Max Paul in third. Tyler, quickly back to you. We've seen some great drives from Max Paul. Do you expect him to get the job done tonight and take the trophy home with him?
I don't know, because when Sam Coitert has been here and he's been on, he has been absolutely rapid. I think Max Paul will be probably his biggest challenge, and certainly I think he's in very, very good shape for the championship. But as far as the race today, if that's what you're after, I think it would be hard to bet against Sam Coitert.
Okay, so that's Sam's race ruined. Pete,
Yep.
out of those names on our leaderboard at the moment, who are you expecting to do well?
Well, this is Daytona, and turn one is especially challenging when everybody piles into it on the first few laps. So I don't think anybody is immune from getting wiped out of this track. The hairpin, international hairpin, is also a place where people get together and ignore the social distancing rules that are in place. So I think, in fact, I'm just going to roll a dice. Just a minute. And it's 20-sided dice. Just give me a second. So anybody over 20 at the moment, sorry, you've lost out. 7. Who's seventh at the minute?
Sam Holt.
In that case, Sam Holt is going to win this race.
Right.
Because my dice has said so.
So that's
Game over.
Two drivers out. Bill.
You're not going to ask me the same question, I hope.
No. Jonas Vanna. We've seen some absolutely fantastic pace from him. He's a 5K plus I-rated driver. Surely he's going to do well tonight.
Obviously, by the statistics, he's definitely got a great chance. And right now, he's in second provisional second place at the moment. And like Pete mentioned, coming into turn one there, and of course Tyler mentioned as well, it's a very tough corner, that turn one. And the start of the race is going to be tough through those first 2 or 3 corners. And anybody that's better be in the first few rows, or their race is going to be tough from then on. So he's got a very good chance. No problem. I would say, if I was going to go out on a limb and ruin everybody's race, I would say anybody in the top 5 or 6, maybe even Sam Holt in 7th, got a pretty darn good chance of getting this one.
Gents, are we? Has anybody seen any? Shall we say, in inverted commas, team qualifying? Who's using the toe from their teammate? And the reason I ask is David Plasman, who is well up there in the championship, currently sits in 30th place in qualifying.
Wow. Did he get a penalty or something, maybe?
No, because he set a time.
I saw two yellow-coloured cars that looked identical racing together a little bit earlier, and I couldn't figure out whether it was Max Paul and somebody. It wasn't these guys. These guys are always together. They're together in the race.
25 of those.
Oh dear, it's funny.
Now, who's that up? Are you talking about that yellow one right there? Pete?
No. I think it must have been two Gaz X cars. Have we got two yellow Gaz X cars knocking about?
I thought the other one was kind of green colored, wasn't it, or something?
No, there was two.
There it is.
Yeah, it's Leonard and Paul.
Jonas, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were tailing one another a little bit earlier. And there was another couple of cars that looked very similar in close proximity. But not too much, to be honest, to be fair. And you think that people would be doing that, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen anything that says they can't. I don't think I have.
How can you stop somebody from doing that?
Yeah, I don't. I can't imagine they would, try to. Interestingly, Sam up top is the only racecraft car that I'm aware of in the series. But I did see on his, it wasn't his quick lap, but earlier he was getting a tow from somebody around the oval portion.
Okay, well, we're 11 minutes in, no change of the top three.
We've also seen some pretty good performances from Nadjer and Rembad and Heineken also. So, I mean, they're in the middle right now, 11th, 12th, and 13th. But
well, there were two of the Team DRC cars that we just saw together on the track. I know one of them was Perry Heineken. I didn't see who the other one was. Might have been Tom Voss, but. Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised we're not seeing a big clump of. Yep, there is Perry and Tom, I think, working together for Team DRC. I'm surprised we don't have like a 5-car train of next level cars.
Really.
You'd think they'd all be in one big clump. But the only other
wait
team.
till the race for that, Tyler.
Yeah, the only other team I can think of that has more than a couple of cars in the series is Airborne Racing. I don't know if they are together on track, but generally it seems like people are just finding somebody who came out of the pits at around the same time. It's not so much teammates working together, except for the Team DRC guys here.
There's another thing, Clyde. The younger member of the Proclamations is down in 31st place too. Wow.
Yeah. I've always found guys around here, especially with a one-make series, I think if you're in the top sort of dozen to 15, that can be good enough in qualifying. Because the tow is so massive round here, you can make up positions, can't you?
I would certainly think so, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you are within a reasonable pace to the cars in front of you, you'll be all right. But the problem with Daytona is it's really easy to get into a battle with somebody and lose the tow. And once you lose the tow, it is very, very hard to make it back up again. I've seen quite a few races where the leader gets a gap, 2-second gap or so, and they just continue. Whoa!
What was that?
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Trouble on the backstretch there, but
Singo.
But yeah, I've seen quite a few races where the leader is able to get out of tow range of the car behind and just continue to slowly
Here's
pull
the
the gap.
replay. Oh, goodness.
Oh dear.
Well, that was a netcoder at first there.
I think you just frightened him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
Maybe.
Maybe he spotted a deer on the track or something. It was the car on the left here that squeezed him. Excuse me, coming across. Oh no!
Yeah,
Wow.
one of the Gaz X cars, I think, was just trying to get out and clear the next level car by the time they got to the bus stop. But that was chaotic.
Yeah, well, get him out of the way now.
The only place I've ever seen deer on the track was at Pocono Raceway.
Pocono.
Yep. It's in
Not
Pennsylvania.
oval.
Pocono's had foxes on the track too. They always seem to have a fair bit of wildlife running around at Pocono.
Well, if you've ever been there, it's on like the middle of nowhere.
Yes. Yeah. And the backstretch backs up against some trees. So.
Exactly. Yep, that's right.
So we're coming to checkers in qualifying, guys, and at the moment, although the drivers can finish the laps they're on, there's still no change at the top.
No, I think those times were setting concrete when they set them. I mean, a 143.7 and a 143.81. There's not much in that, to be honest. So Sam Coiter and Jonas Wanner are very, very close together. And then we've got a 144.08 from Maximilian Paul. So he'll be self-flagellating in the fact that he didn't absolutely maximise the opportunity there. The other GazX racer, who for some reason I've just suddenly drawn a blank on his name, the one that decided that racing in real life at Daytona was more important than this league.
Mirko Bortolotti.
Thank you. Surprised he's not here. I don't remember there being another race at Daytona this weekend.
You know, I'll tell you another thing. Clyde had mentioned he was surprised at David Plasman. Well, he's kind of moved to 7th place now, as well as Krolikovsky or whatever his.
Maybe the magical dice of prediction is picking out just who finishes the qualifying in 7th place, because it's Jort van Wijk now.
And it keeps changing. Sam Holt jumped up to 6th.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder what. Right, so we've got to watch that, because the magical dice of prediction might actually be picking whoever's at the end of qualifying that is in 7th place. So I might have to change my prediction, Clyde. Sorry.
Not happening.
Too late.
Sam Holt, it's a shame. I'll be back shortly. I heard something downstairs.
Okay.
So I think that's everybody done.
It's Yellow Jacket season. See that guy trying to get rid of him up on the
Yeah. See, Mr. Plasman got his way up to 8. So well done there.
Yeah, Lucas DeFries, though. I'm surprised at him. Wow.
I don't think he set an actual lap time.
Probably
He's a minute off of the pace.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if he was in the crash at the very end, and that
Maybe
probably just cut off his time.
He might have been trying to
He's one of the Team DRC cars, and I think I saw at least 2 or 3 of them involved there. So
somehow it doesn't work out the way you want it to, does it?
all right, looks like we got the grid on the screen. So starting on pole once again today is Sam Coitert for Racecraft Esports. Jonas Wanner will start in 2nd. For GazX, Max Paul will start 3rd, also for GazX, and Jeroen Vatlet starts in 4th. Sage Krolikowski starts in 5th, Sam Holt in 6th, Jort van Wijk in Pete's favorite spot in 7th, David Plasman in 8th, Andrew Van Dalen will start 9th, next to Jeffrey Kolmel. Justin Nair will start in 11th, and Ross Yost lines up 12th.
Okay, 13th we have Julian Rambad. 14th we got Pino Krajveld. 15th Perry Paninkin. 16th Niels Legeveld. 17th Kaz Brinkhausen. 18th Robin De Becker. 19th Ferdinand Kuhl. Oh, I like that name. 20th is Nels Testers. 21st Nick Stoop. 22nd Elvis Bonello. 23rd Eric Verlet. 24th Flo Doms.
Okay, 25th. Yeah, I'm back. 25th, Perry Oversteer. Off 26th will be Richard Bukima. 27th will be David Amisi. 28th will be Peter De Hughes. Stefan van der, what's his surname? I'll get his surname right for a change. Velder. Stefan van der Velder off 29th. Kevin van Dessel off 30th. 31st will be Lucas de Vries. 32nd will be Tom Voss. Raymond Sheffers goes off 33rd. 34th will be Jellybean. And 35th will be Simon Van Dyke.
Okay, so here we go. Pace car moves. So we are starting on the back stretch, just coming through the bus stop. NASCAR turns 3 and 4 to go, and then we'll see the pace car peel off. Everybody keep your eyes on turn 1.
Yep, this is going to be the point at which whoever finished qualified 7th passes everybody.
Yeah, I think the turn 1 is of course going to be a trouble spot to watch, but the other is going to be the kink, which is always tricky on lap 1 as people are side by side coming out of the International Horseshoe. So, and basically until they get back on the oval, expect to see cars off in the grass probably.
So we are starting to bunch at the very front, but there's quite a lot of gap behind. Not sure what that tactic's all about. Probably self-preservation. And we are go.
We go, go, go.
A couple of cars did not get a good jump there, but both of the top 2 did. They're side by side down into turn 1, but 3 wide further back. Ooh, Niels Langeveld coming together with, I think, one of the airborne cars there.
Everybody's safely round, though.
And he did really well there because he had to go all the way around the outside.
Ooh, big lunge. I think that was David Plasman working his way forward. He's almost up into 4th at this point.
So somebody thread the needle in mid-pack there, a black...
Niels Langeveld, and I don't know who that is.
Jeffrey Como
Jeffrey?
is dropping
Yeah.
down the field, yeah.
Yeah, it is Jeffrey.
Oh, there's one. There's one gardening. Landscaping to the right there.
That gent right there looks like he's taking a shortcut.
Yeah, it looks like the other cars who had trouble were Nick Stoop, Perry Oosterveer, Peter de Hoyst has dropped a few.
So David Plasman has gained 3 positions already. That's
and I think he got them all into the International Horseshoe.
Yeah.
He was just... Everyone else was kind of nursing their brakes early on, figuring out where their cars are. Ooh, that's what happened.
That was really weird.
It was.
Yeah, almost need an overhead shot to see if somebody was moving over.
I think it was Niels. I think he was moving to the left for some reason. Oh no. Oh, we're not there yet.
So it's all good here.
Yeah, but then he seems to drift left.
Yeah, I think he did, yeah. Possibly. Did Stacey tip him for the win by any chance?
Great.
Probably.
Great move. Everybody missing the yellow car in the middle of the track. Nails there. Wow.
Yep, absolutely. So back at the front, we have. Oh dear.
Jeffrey Coleman.
More trouble for Jeffrey. Yeah, he was already involved with Niels in that incident we just saw. So
I wondered if he was already carrying damage.
Oh,
that was Tom Boss, wasn't it?
yeah, in one of the next level cars.
there was some roaring chicken nuggets going past. Yeah, that was a proper shunt, that wasn't it?
Seemed like a good pass, and
Yeah, odd.
It looked as though Tom was getting back going. I think he must have had some trouble either in the kink or in the west hairpin. And he was probably just misjudged the braking because he was still not up to speed yet, is what it looked like to me as we see Flo Toms and Justin Nair, I think that is.
Yeah, it is,
It was actually in Rambo ahead. Yes, it is.
Julian Rambo,
yeah, that's
yeah.
Flo making or looking to make a move on the banking, but not yet.
I always fear the worst when two cars go into the bus stop together.
Yeah, somebody always has to give, or you're going to lose a lot of time.
So Sam Coiter still leading at the moment. That's David Plasman putting another move on somebody, is it? Or is he defending from Maciej Krolikowski?
Yes, the latter. He is defending from Maciej because he's still only up 3, and he's got a bit of a gap to Jeroen Vatlet in 4th. So.
Oh look, all the next level cars are together.
Shock horror.
Next level cars in shock. Same bit of tarmac.
Ooh, and they almost came together again.
And panel rubbing.
Yeah. Ooh. So David Plasman's under some serious pressure here.
He might be better off here just letting Krolikowski go through, because the more they fight, the more likely they are to lose that toe from Jeroen once they get back on the banking. He's already almost a second and a half behind, which is pretty much the edge of the toe range. So, if I were David Plasman, I'd be thinking about letting Krolikowski through the next time he gets a run.
Yeah, but he might get hammered by all the guys behind. Oh, wait a minute. He's making a move anyway.
Yeah, he's going to do a block pass into the bus stop.
He's got it done.
He has. Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot of grass from David Plasman.
Yeah, that'll be a 1x for David there, but don't think it was enough for a slowdown.
No, and I think he'll probably get mugged by what will be the race winner, Sam Holt. It's been predicted by the dice.
Shout out to our number 1 fan on the chat, James Stannard. Hope you're enjoying the show. Oh, this looks messy.
Is that young James by any chance?
It certainly is.
Hello, James.
3 wide.
Side by side. Oh, baby.
I have to say, that was excellent racing.
Yes.
It really was
Look
very
at
well
this.
controlled.
This clump is really unbelievable.
Yeah.
And this is 4 spots in the top 10. This is towards the front of the field here.
That's terrific.
Oof, side by side through the kink is not usually a smart choice, but Perry Peineken and Ross Yost made it work.
My personal disgust is that corner they just went through. That's the one I hate the most. That 6 or whatever it is.
The West Horseshoe.
Yeah, West
No,
Horseshoe.
okay.
Oh boy, the exit of that stuff.
Yes, it is.
You always want to accelerate so hard out of there, and you just can't because it's off camber. It's so easy to go off track there.
Yeah, I've gotten dust in my face in real life plenty of times from drivers kicking it up, running wide there while I'm standing outside the corner.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was really close.
I think that was a very focusing moment for Perry Peineken.
Yeah, he dropped off the back of Ross Yost pretty quickly through the bus stop there. Obviously, under pressure makes it difficult to get a good run through, but
Such an easy
be
section to
interesting.
lose time as well.
Look at this.
yeah, Ross seems like he has the pace to move forward.
Oh, no. Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Dear
They're
me.
not done yet. Oh,
Good grief.
that's what I love about Daytona.
Yeah. The small but not insignificant heart attack it gives to everybody watching it.
Yes.
I'll tell you, that Ross Yost going in turn 1 on the outside like that with 3 or 4 cars inside, he's got big...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It definitely seems like he has the pace to move forward a bit, and it seems as though he wants to quickly.
He seems to have tremendous grip, too. My God.
Well,
Yeah,
you know, don't forget, it is a 1-hour sprint race.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Who was that in front of that purple car? Looked like somebody had been sick on their car.
It is. I don't know now. Is it Pino Kreisfeld? I think it is.
It wasn't that one.
No, it's Pino, I'm pretty sure.
No, Pino is in the same livery as Ross Yost. I think they're teammates.
Ah.
They're the two blue with the green stripes there.
Oh
no!
See that coming?
Oh dear.
That's teammates as well. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
the airborne
It is
cars, flow
teammates.
doms.
Oh,
dear.
it's still going on.
Wow.
There it is.
Julian Rambo.
Oh, that's Julian Rambo, yeah.
That was very messy.
Julian is not an airborne car, even though his car looks very similar to the airborne cars.
And it almost went airborne.
Yes.
So the airborne car lost it on his own.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Sam Holt losing it all on his own because Pete picked him to win.
I cursed him. Well, the dice cursed him. I'm not taking
Yes.
responsibility for that.
Boy, I'll
It's
tell
the
you.
magical predictor dice.
Didn't
Right,
quite
right.
see what happened to Julian.
He got turned by the other airborne car. I think it was Flo
Yeah, he
Dom.
did. Yep.
Ross Yost snuck through there pretty nicely, didn't he?
Yeah, he says thank you very much and gets the positions he was angling for without much trouble. I think he was the only one who made it through there without any contact.
Yeah, the guys on the inside, there were three of them. Him, I think his teammate, and there was one other car. I don't know.
Pino Kreisfeld and would have been Perry Peineken, I guess. I think
Okay,
Pino got the inside wall, it looked like, but Peineken might have made it through all right.
I don't think anybody is believing that Maximilian Paul is going to the pits right now. Even though he slung a dummy into the entrance to pit lane. Jeroen Vatlet's doing well to keep on with Jonas Vanna and Maximilian
Yes, he is.
Paul.
Yes, he is.
Oh, here's this messy group again. Airborne versus next level, isn't it?
Yeah, anyone from 6.
With Jord Van Wake in the Kart Academy car, I think, leading
At
them
the
on.
back. Sorry, yes, at the front, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the battle for 10th place.
Yeah, despite Sam Holt's trouble, it seems the other airborne cars made it out mostly unscathed, despite seeming to be pretty heavily involved in the turn 1 trouble.
Yeah, true. Kaz overtaking Yort because Yort's
Yeah.
car is mullered.
It must have been Yort who hit Sam Holt when he spun, because
I
he's
think
got
it
quite a
was
bit of front end
Tyler,
damage.
yeah, I think you're right. Kaz Brinkhausen's picture makes it certain that he's 4 years old, maybe 5 at a push.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, more of this. This is going to be lap after lap, I think, isn't it?
It was a good save there by Niels. I thought he
Certainly
would have got her.
Yeah.
I think Niels Testeros was at 150% brake pedal travel there.
No kidding.
Oh, dear. And he's lost out there. Justin Nair.
He was in full clench.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, for sure.
Punched a hole in the floor with the pedal.
Doing it Flintstone style. on Clyde. Where are they?
No, I'm not even going there.
Is that a song? I'm going to have to Google that now, see if that's an Elvis song. I'm not even going there. Whoosh. It was a good overtake from Niels Langeveld. Meanwhile, Perry Heineken is busy trying to chase down. Is that Ross Yost? It is, isn't it?
It is.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's dropped Pino a bit as well.
Yeah. Odd that, because they were battling quite closely not that long ago.
I do wonder if Pino has some damage, because I do think I saw him get into the inside wall in the turn 1 chaos, so he might be slowed just a bit.
So are we thinking these guys are all going to pit with the half-hour mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed to be at Road America, it was either you pit at the half-hour mark or you ran it to the extent of the tank, which was not long past the half-hour mark, so I would expect something similar here.
Well, that's wide.
But with the toe being so prevalent, you surely want to pit with friends.
Around here you would, yes, because you want to maintain the toe that you had when you pitted, in theory.
Unless you're trying to get a jump on somebody and break the toe. If you're behind someone you know you're quicker than, but you can't get away from them because of the toe, it might be beneficial to stay out and try and put in some quick laps.
We found that Swift Shot on the chat is not a fan of Niels Chester's. And we've got a bit of gapping going on at the front here. So Maximilian Paul is sticking with Sam Coiter, but Jonas Wanner seems to be dropping away a little bit. I know he's still fully in the toe, but it's getting to be 3/4 of a second now.
Yeah, what I'm keeping an eye on is to see if Ross Yost is able to reel in David Plasman at all, because that gap has been going down slowly. Although last lap David set his quickest lap of the race and pulled a 10th back on Ross, but Ross has had some pretty serious pace early on in this one.
Don't think David's going to go around the outside there, but he might get the cut back out of International Horseshoe.
Elvis trying the over-under in turn 1.
And Max Paul is going to be saving fuel, isn't he, behind Sam?
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope for him he's not behind me, because it's not gonna go fast.
Nobody likes being behind you, Sam.
I should have expected this one.
David Plasman has dropped back from Masha Krolikowski at the moment, but maybe he'll try a turn 1 effort. This is into the bus stop here.
Ooh, that's some
Whoa.
brave late break in there.
Certainly was. You are all right, though, on the outside line. It's the inside line where it all gets dodgy.
Whoa!
Wow.
That was all sorts of wrong. Oh, hang on. What's going on here?
They're all back together.
They're all back together. And Joran Vatlet is putting some serious pressure onto Jonas Vanner there.
And that's David Plasman into 4th, or 5th rather.
Yeah, I did wonder whether he was lining him up for a turn 1.
And Stacey said she's opening another bottle every time we say Pinot.
Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a good job there's no one called Grigio in here. or Noir.
Jose Cuervo. Or Captain Morgan.
It's funny, isn't it? You talk about the draft round here, and when you're at the back of a train, and you feel like this when you're driving the car as well, you think, well, everybody else has got tow in front of me, so you don't actually see much benefit, do you? Unless you're the car in second place, and he's clearly fuel saving.
Yeah, I almost wonder if he's going to let his teammate through there, because Jonas is right up on him.
Yeah,
except now they've got your own valet going around. Both of the guys' X cars are really fuel saving heavily there.
Is that so that they have a shorter stop?
Yes, I'm
Without a
certain.
doubt.
Yeah. And they have the advantage too of if they're both fuel saving, they can both pit later together.
Whoa!
But
All right. So our next level car wanting to get back to his friends.
Yeah, I think the plan for the Gaz X guys will be to try and jump Sam in the pit cycle.
Yeah, and get a gap.
Yes.
Is this a lunge? No. Camera angle threw me off.
So 20 minutes gone.
Yeah, Flo Dams is having to do some serious defending here. Jort van Wyk is putting quite a lot of pressure on with his second-hand Lamborghini. And, David Plasman hasn't managed to drop Masha Skrolikovsky, which is a feature of Daytona, isn't it, Tyler? You can do an overtake, but getting away is an entirely different thing.
Yeah, and it's a fine line, too, between working together with somebody. You know, you overtake them, they overtake you, and you generally don't lose any time, and getting into a battle that ends up costing you a lot. So you really have to be careful and, you know, be sure of if you're able to get by somebody, either you're going to be able to pull away or you're going to be able to work with them to not lose time, because fighting around Daytona is a surefire way to lose touch with the car in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing a bit of that just there with the... oh, dear. With the next level guys ahead of this battle. With Flo Dams, I think it is making a bit of a gap in front of Jort van Wyk at the minute.
It was very nice of the Chicken Little car to back out a little bit, because that would have been a couple sideways cars right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, that's the Roaring Chicken Nuggets, I beg your pardon.
I like Chicken Little.
Oh, one of them's off track. Oh, same guy, Robin DeBecker. What happened
From there?
Too wide on the exit of the King? No?
No. Ooh, lost on the braking.
Yep.
Whoa, baby.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. There we go.
Already lost his bonnet. Jeez.
Yeah, he's decided there's nothing left to lose, so it's like stick your foot on the brake and stay there if you've got cars approaching. Don't do that.
Ooh.
Yep.
Made his engine cover vanish.
Ross Yost hasn't been able to lose Perry Pineken.
No, but there's a bit of a gap at the front now. Sam Coiter has managed to get a second gap, which is more than we've seen all race so far.
Yeah, that's still well within tow range, though, so I think the Gaz X guys will be pretty content to just ride about a second back. That's not really a worry for them, I don't think.
No, I was going for some drama.
Whoa! He
Was
slowed
that a hit?
down big time. Did you see that?
I think there was contact there. I'm not sure though.
Well, he was flying in there, and all of a sudden he slowed down really quick. And I think you're right. I think they scraped sides there. I've got a light flasher. Who is that? It's Van Wyck?
I don't know, but it needs to be birch branched.
That's right, exactly. He's going to go down the lights.
I'm going to go for corporal punishment, but I could for that.
Oh, it's necessary.
I wonder if Jerome has cottoned on to the fuel saving
Sorry.
of the GazX team, because he doesn't seem to be trying to move. That's Neil's Teasters.
Niels.
I think that's the bus stop, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
What's he done here then? Just outbraked himself or lost it on the left-hand
Grabbed
side?
too much of the entry curve.
Over-rotated,
I think he
yeah.
outbroke. Yeah, too late on the brake.
Yeah.
Or too hard on the brake. It's one
So-
of the two.
Whoever the Rotamax 125 is reminding me of the race that me, Gary, and Adam, and was it Rob did on the 24 with Wilhelm?
You know who the Rotamax is.
I probably do, but I've forgotten. You know what my memory's
You
like.
even
It's
just
terrible.
said his name.
Oh, I don't know which one it is though. I know it's not Gary. That's the only one I can.
Oh,
dear.
Wow.
That's one angry chicken nugget
Oh.
and a very broken car academy car.
Reaction on that was a little drastic.
Weird, all that. What? Very twitchy. Dear.
I think Ferdinand didn't give enough room there, to be honest. Robin's not going to go off track. You kind of have to.
Oh, see, yeah. When you see it on board, it's totally different.
Yeah, he was just
Aiming
trying to
at the
straight line
apex.
it as if he
Yeah,
was not there. Maybe he thought he was clear, and the spotter didn't chime in or something. That was weird.
Vanner is looking outside all the time.
Oh, Wilhelm.
Well, that's not
Sorry.
Vanner. Yes, it is. Wait a minute. Jerome Ballet got ahead of him, huh? I didn't see
Yep.
that.
Yeah, we saw that before the Tyster spin at the bus stop. It happened, I think, in turn 1 last time around.
Must have dozed off. I didn't see that.
So many lines into turn 1, isn't there? It's
Yep.
It's what makes it such a good corner, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's fascinating
I
watching
can do a different one on every lap.
it. Unintentionally.
And I'll tell you, you're coming in there on fire. I'm telling you, fast.
Yeah, we're agreeing with Kevin Lawyers on the chat. That roaring chicken nugget was just taking his line. I think the most fascinating bit for me is going to be when these 4 pick, because they're going to go in together, because otherwise they're going to lose out massively.
I'm not sure they will.
Do you not think?
I think the 2 GazX cars will.
Right. And if they've been fuel saving, they're going to hold it out for maybe a lap longer than the other 2.
Yeah.
And looking at Jonas's car's body language, if that's the thing, he could have easily overtaken there and he didn't. So he's trying to meet a particular fuel usage, I think. What do you reckon, Tyler?
Yes, I would say that is correct.
I know this because Gary Craig's usually chirping at me to get to a particular fuel usage that I can never achieve when we're driving TCRs.
Van Dalen in the pits. I think he's the first. Oh, no, he. Oh, I thought he had disappeared. No, he just dropped very quickly. But I think he is the first of the non-damaged cars to make a pit stop.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Oh, Jeroen's
making up another spot.
Or was it handed to him? That was a very broad and generous line, wasn't it, from Maximilian Paul?
They're not in this fight at the moment, are they?
Yep.
It's clear what their tactics are.
And I think Sam is the same.
Yeah. Well, Sam obviously hasn't been able to save any fuel, really, has he?
Right.
And he's not planning on doing it either. He's not in the tow at all at the moment. Now he is.
David Omisi has been in the pits as well.
Started quite
I'm
low
not
down
sure.
the order, though.
I think Andrew Van Dalen must have had trouble and reset to the pits because his pit lane time for me is showing the same as his time in the box.
So has he reset to the pits then?
I think so, yeah.
Right. Oh, Andrew Van Dalen.
No, guess not.
No, maybe not.
Oh.
Missed
So
his
he
pit
drove
stall.
through his
Yeah.
pit stall?
Yeah, he missed it and had to turn back, probably because he had no fuel to get back.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate for him.
That's a bad time to miss your pit stall.
Isn't it,
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah, when I was running out of fuel at Interlagos on Wednesday, I was very sure not to miss my pit box.
Yeah, even if it costs you a couple tenths.
Yes, exactly. It's not worth it to.
It's a hell of a
to
lot
reset.
less. It's a hell of a lot less than resetting or having to try to go around and running out or something.
You can't have your crew push you forward a few inches in iRacing.
I know that doesn't seem right, does it?
A real simulation, then, is it? These guys have, got maybe... Well, the halfway point means nothing, does it, to these guys? They'll probably run it dry, I guess.
Well, we're a little bit past
I would
it.
imagine so, yeah. So I think Kaz Brinkhausen was the first driver to do a real scheduled pit stop. He was stopped for 22 seconds. And he is currently in 20th. So I think everyone from 21st on back has had some sort of issue.
Yeah,
so
I would
far
say.
today.
I would say so. Yeah. So Bill. Oh, hang on.
Yorton Pino in the pits.
Yeah.
Very, very close to one another. Do you get contact anywhere in pit lane?
It's, I think, basically, if you're in the pit stalls, or essentially one car widths over, you're ghosted. And any further to the right, the cars are solid.
Right.
And there's a certain time after leaving the pits that you're ghosted as well.
Yeah, midfield are all pitting now.
Yep.
So, Bill, I was going to ask, when Sam Coitert's on the start-finish straight behind Jeroen, he's not lining up behind him, he's lining up like obliquely to him. Why is that? Why isn't he grabbing the toe?
I have no idea. You mean actually into turn one?
Out of the bus stop, I saw it. Yeah,
out of
the
I think
bus.
he's.
I don't know. Maybe
We may see it this time again. He's like set off one car width to the right. There, look.
Oh yeah, huh?
Anybody
doing
know?
it for fun.
Well, you know, some people believe if you go high on the banking that you're kind of going to accelerate it off of it, but that's not really true because you lose power going.
Right.
You lose speed going up the hill too.
Here we go.
Whoa!
And one Gazek's car has gone round.
Right, that's strange, isn't
That
it?
is
that
weird.
It almost looked like he was trying to get to the pits, but couldn't because his teammate was in the way.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
It's like he missed
But
it.
Jonas spent most of that run in the back of the pack, so if anyone was going to save the most fuel, it would have been Jonas.
Yeah.
Jonas, don't flash the lights at that guy. He's not going to get out of your way. Huh.
He should do, though.
Yeah,
If he
he's
gets
a
the
lap
blue
down. And the
flag-
one thing, and what Jonas needs right now is to set as quick a lap as humanly possible
Yeah.
to try and match the outlaps of Jeroen Vatlet, Max Paul, and Sam Kuijter. Speaking of which, it looks as though Jeroen Vatlet has come out ahead of
which
Max
is-
Paul and Sam Kuijter.
I certainly didn't expect
Yeah.
that.
No, that's
Should have taken.
That's-
He
Could've
did
took
come
ages.
in. He did pit in from the lead. Remember,
he did.
Yeah, he
and
was
his stop was actually longer than the other two. Though total pit lane time was about the same, so he had a good pit entry. But
Yeah, and Sam Kuijter would have had the highest fuel usage of all of them, wouldn't he? Because he's been leading the race for longer.
yeah, you'd think so. And he was stopped for about a second longer than Max Paul, but less than Jeroen Vatlet.
Oh.
So I think Jonas has got to come in now. Yeah, he's in.
curious to see the difference when they get back together or close together.
Yep.
So what was Jonas's in-lap time? 1:45.24. No, 1:51.29. Can never figure out which one's which.
Which is in line with
Similar.
the
Yep.
only quicker in lap was Jeroen's at a 151.1. So would expect to see Jonas towards the front of this group.
GSX is really looking, isn't he, to get by?
Now we're not bothering to
Whoa.
get in the tow. We're having this now, apparently.
Not this time.
And Jonas is in pit exit, so he is. I
Oh,
think
he's
he's going to be
coming out
well
now.
clear of this group.
He is, yeah.
Wow.
I think they'll catch him by international horseshoe, maybe. Because they'll
Yeah,
have
I mean, look at
momentum.
the pit time though. A full second quicker than Max Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
2 seconds on Sam
2
Kuijter.
seconds
So,
on Sam,
yeah.
yeah.
Light fuel load, maybe, or something?
well, yeah. I mean, you pit a lap later, so that's one less lap
That's
of fuel
true.
you have to put in.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's happened to Krolikowski? Did he spin?
Fire on the grass.
Oh.
Fire on the grass. No, no, no. Oh! No, 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 no.
That's Yost, too.
Is that
Back
Pino Kreisfeld?
Oh,
Or
David
Ross Yost?
Plasman.
Plasman involved in that as
I have
well.
never
Yeah, I
seen
think
that
that was
before.
Pino Kreisfeld.
See that
Sam-
leaning on its side?
No,
Sam-
it was Ross Yost. Okay.
Get a screenshot of that,
And-
Sam. That's going to be the
and-
new next level
and-
logo.
And Pineken was behind him, too, when that happened.
Yep. Yeah, so
Plasman.
because of all that, that whole group is now 12. No, sorry, 10 seconds behind the leading pack.
I love it.
Dear me.
But Ross Yost still has 5th place, despite the contact.
It's really funny. He was in the way, and I don't know who the last person was, but pushed him up on his side so they could get by. That's funny. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa, baby.
It's,
Hey.
Ooh.
that's the fastest reverse.
Barrels. Ooh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's doing a Newman.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
He just lost it when he got onto the flat.
No, he didn't. He got
No,
nudged
it
around.
was the car behind. I'm
Oh,
on about.
sorry. Sorry.
Lots going on here.
Speaking of Newman, if that accident had happened 30 years before, he wouldn't be here today.
I think that's a shaken chicken nugget, isn't it, rather than a roaring one?
Shake and bake.
Wenner
Hey,
is
hey.
gone. I mean, he is almost 3 seconds ahead of this group now.
See, I thought they'd catch him quite quick at International Horseshoe, but you're right, he's absolutely done one.
It's kind of what I was saying before the race, where if the leader is able to break the toe, the battling amongst the group for second tends to let them pull a gap, and it's really, really hard to close that back down without a significant pace advantage.
The only way they can do it, I would imagine, Tyler, would be to coordinate together to try to run together. If you're fighting each other, it's not going to work.
Exactly, and there's no teammates in this group, so I wouldn't expect them to work together particularly well.
Well, they've still got over 20 minutes to go. They, like you say, that would be the sensible thing to do. It's the only way they're going to get to the leader, isn't it?
And when have you known sim racers to do the sensible thing, Clive?
Well, very true. Very true.
See, these boys should be 3-car bump drafting, shouldn't they?
Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Are you allowed to pass under those 2 yellow tram lines?
Well, that's in NASCAR. I'm not sure in this.
No, I'm not sure either. So,
Just looking at the last lap, Jonas Wenner was 0.2 quicker than any of those 3.
Ooh, that was Sam Coiter taking a position away from Maximilian Paul.
Yes, it was. Yeah, if any of those 3 can chase down Jonas Wenner, I think it's going to be Sam Coiter, but he's at a disadvantage now because he's in the middle of that pack.
Yeah, they need to stop battling each other, don't they?
Yeah, that's like a bit like telling water not to be wet, though, isn't it? It's not in their genetics, I don't think. And if anything, Maximilian Paul's getting a bit dropped here. He's lost half a second in half a lap. It's weird.
Did he have a twitch coming back onto the oval? We know how easy that is.
Yeah, true. He's done him.
He's got him.
Yeah.
I think Sam has decided it's time to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say so.
Let's see if Tyler's prediction is true.
Vetlet and Paul were smart. They tuck right under each other's spoiler and go for it.
So, Sam Coiter was 0.2 quicker than Jonas Wenner and more than half a second quicker than either of the 2 cars he passed on that lap.
Right.
Yeah, basically all by himself, too.
Yeah.
So these 3 have got a 12.5-second gap nearly to Ross Yost, who's some way back on the track.
Well, seeing as Ross was damaged in the pit exit kerfuffle, as were
know.
all of the cars behind him, that's not too surprising.
Yeah, I think his car looks untouched, Tyler.
Look at the front again. Yeah.
That's just how he's painted it.
I need that paint job. I do.
The crinkle paint job, yeah.
Yeah, people wouldn't realise that I'd monged my car on every corner on the track. High ranking, isn't he? And he's letting them go. Has he got
I think he got to slow down. Yeah. He was under pressure from your own into the bus stop, and I think he must have just sailed it in a little too deep.
But that didn't make him happy.
No, I'd be interested to see that and see if he did pick it up on... it's usually the exit that you get it, isn't it?
This will be tasty.
I think these guys will be fairly sensible, but if that Gaz X car gets in front of Uren, he may choose to back everybody away from Jonas Wanner. But I bet there was some serious swearing going on in Sam Coiter's helmet.
That was a fantastic move there by Max Paul.
Here we go. Oh, yes.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh,
yeah.
All 4 tyres and the
But-
rest over that rumble
Should have
strip.
been 2 slowdowns, that.
Oh, that's a very bent up looking David Amicis front of his
Front
Lamborghini.
front and back.
Front and back, yeah.
And the back. Whoa.
I was about to get
a
more
little bit
bent,
more
yeah.
bent, yeah.
Oh, ouch.
It's fully buried it under those tyres.
That was a fast
Oh,
start.
dear. He might do better in reverse, I'm not sure. Yeah, now has meant that Jonas Wanner's got back to a 3.8 second lead again. It was down to 2.9, so he's got another second on these guys.
He decided to shift into high gear, I guess, or something. I don't know.
I don't think he needed to. I think they were
Evidently not.
happily throwing it away with time penalties and off tracks and stuff.
We've got about 15 minutes to go.
Doms and Crotchville have been pretty good friends this race, haven't they? Back and forth here.
They have, yeah. They've been very close all race.
I think with Sam Kuipert's troubles, Jonas Wenner is in really good shape right now.
It certainly
Yeah.
is.
That's Flo Dams
Whoa.
taking 8th place. He's up 16 places since race start, according to my screen at least. And this is the battle for best of the rest. David Plasman leading it now. He's just done a move on Ross Yost. Ross suffering with some front end damage from that pit lane exit debacle that we saw earlier. Perry Pinekin's car, I don't think has any damage at all. I don't think he's been involved in anything. So he may have an advantage here. Oh, hang on.
Uh-oh.
And
That's Flo Doms, isn't it?
it is, yeah. He's just thrown away that overtake that he did a minute ago.
I wonder.
Underbraking.
Yep.
Well, he didn't even brake early enough, so
I think he was looking in his mirror, to be honest with you.
it's easily done there, isn't it? Though, 'cause
Oh, yeah.
the track kind of widens up in front of you, and you've got to be very, very clinical on where you actually start your braking zone. And if you are watching your rear view mirror, which you often are, it's easy to miss that.
Absolutely.
Sam Kuiper, I think, just did the fastest lap of the race.
Plasman, Yost, and Pinekin show here.
Yeah, so that damage is caught up to Ross Yost because he had a gap over Plasman and Pinekin, and now he's lost one spot and is probably going to lose another.
Yeah. And yes, Sam Kuiper did the fastest lap of the race last time round, so he's either driving angry or desperate.
Or both.
Or yeah. Yeah, an angry, desperate driver.
Just be desperately angry.
Yeah, he's on to the back, actually, of Jeroen Vatlet.
I was hoping Sam would turn that camera around because I knew you were going to see a very close image of Sam Kuipert's front end there.
It does look like a very angry Lambo, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. That double toe around Daytona is so powerful.
I reckon he can do both of these cars.
Well, if he can hang on there, he'll get one. He couldn't. He's still sticking it in. Ooh.
Hey, he's done it, I think. He's on the wrong side for the kink.
Yeah.
But he's...
he needs to clear him out of there.
He does, and Maximilian's pulling away because of this. It's like Tyler was saying before, all the messing around trying to get a position, you drop off the back of the car in front. Don't forget, this is the last race of the season, so there's going to have to be some maths at the end of this one to figure out who's won.
Yeah, I think barring significant issue for Max Paul, he should grab the championship fairly handily. And I would believe that Gazek's, especially if they can grab a 1-2, will be in very good shape for the team championship as well.
And as you said, Tyler, Youst has dropped back to 7th behind these two guys, Heineken and...
Yeah, it was pretty inevitable
Yep.
once they caught him with the damage he had.
Of course, with
I thought about 3 wide in turn 1 there.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
This is why we watch this league.
Amazing they got through there. Wow. That next little kink after turn 2 complex is not easy either.
No, it isn't, especially if you're too wide.
Exactly.
Ooh, there might have been a nudge there between Sam and your own.
I don't think there was. I think they were just keeping clear of one another, but...
Oh!
That might be a touch.
No, nope, that's...
That's
Kreisveld,
yeah.
Yeah. That's 2 teammates that are having a problem.
Whoa, that was weird.
What the heck
That was,
that?
wasn't he? He just turned left.
Yeah, that
Looked kind of funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but, you know.
Good avoidance skills from Flodan.
It looked
Yeah.
like
He did. He just turned left.
Well, it looked,
Yeah.
like he was getting squirrely there, though, before he...
the only thing I can think, barring a wheel failure, is that he bounced off of the wall by accident. Because otherwise, there's no reason to be turning as sharply to the
Here
left.
it is again. It looked like he twitched to the right first and then the left.
Oh.
That's what it was.
So they had a side this easy side
Yeah.
to side first.
Yep.
So the other car drifted up.
Yeah. That's not good with less than 10 minutes to go.
I think these guys have figured out that they're not going to catch Jonas before the end of this race, so they're just going all out for second.
Absolutely.
For a moment there, that Max Paul was going to end up in 4th place very quickly. Sam Coiter
That was an excellent move by Sam to get the run around the outside, and now he's set up well for the kink here.
That was an excellent bit of driving.
And he stayed away from the possible side-to-side running too close to those other guys also.
Yep.
And a good point on the chat from Kevin. Real nice close driving from the top 3. In sim racing, it's really difficult to measure those distances. It's very true.
Absolutely. Not to put anybody down, but these guys have been the highlight of the show, really.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to need to find about 6 seconds and 7 minutes, though, if they're going to have a shot at the win, which
Nah.
I don't think Jonas Wenner is that slow.
Yeah, unless he breaks both his legs, they'll never catch him.
He also set his personal fastest lap of the race the last time around, so...
Yeah, bang, there you go. at this. It's a little bit ahead of him, but.
On the outside there is not going to work, but this
Whoa,
might.
whoa, baby, what a nice move.
Max overcooked it on the way in.
He did.
Yep.
Yeah, sure did.
But you still have to sell it if you're Sam Coiter, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, he did a good job, too.
Sam could have just as easily followed him in too deep, and your own could have sailed through into second.
Ice cubes to the Eskimos, man. If anybody's crazy enough to ever want to do corner work or marshalling, whatever you want to call it, the turn they just went around, turn 7, is a great corner to work at. The cars are like almost in the booth with you there, really close.
So just over 5 minutes to go. I still think there's plenty of overtaking going to be going on between these three.
Oh yeah.
You don't think they're just going to settle for whatever positions they're in?
Trying already. Uh-oh. Wow. That was really close.
So Jonas, in doing just one lap extra, has extricated himself from this battle and given himself the opportunity to pull away. Fantastic strategy, if that's what he's actually chosen, because at the time, Tyler, you said it looked like he was going to pit, but his own teammate was in the way of him pitting.
Yeah, I think it's clear, based on his pace on the in lap, that was not the case, that he always intended to stay out. I think he was just trying to get every little last bit of toe down the front stretch is what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, excellent strategy and good awareness of what we talked about before, where if you can break the toe, especially as the race leader, you're going to be in really good shape, and it worked out to perfection for him, for sure.
You know, and another thing too, you have a teammate involved there too. So one guy goes in early and the other guy goes in maybe a lap or two later. Good strategy. I mean, you know, if it worked out there was an undercut, the guy in the front's got the advantage. But now Joseph Warner, who came in second, you know, did a better job. So he's in the lead. Better for the team overall.
And again, Sam Coiter going high there on that turn 4.
Yeah, we're going to get 2 more laps.
It does seem to benefit him when he does that. He's got an awful lot of overspeed. Very, very wide here, but he might be able to pull this down. Oh, so close to getting on that rumble strip.
I'll tell you, he's
done this.
Whoa! Oh, baby!
Is that called shutting the doorbell?
He's excellent in using all the track, I have to say.
Oh, not happy. Euron Battler not happy there about having that slammed in his face.
Well, I don't think Coulthard really cares, to be honest. Oh, whoa!
Don't forget, folks, if you're watching and you're enjoying it, I don't know how you can't, give us a like on the stream.
Surprised Ross Yost is still as close to these guys as he is.
He's got quite a lot of damage, hasn't he?
Yes, he does.
The leader is coming round now to start the final lap.
When they were coming around turn 4 there, I was thinking, someone's got himself a bit of a lead there, hasn't he? And then I looked at the timing screen and I was like, no, he hasn't. It's Daytona.
Look at that. Wow.
He's defended that well. Held his line well. Maximilian Paul might end up with a second place here if he plays his cards right.
Yeah, any one of those cars could grab second, couldn't they?
Yeah, just a lottery at the minute.
These two fighting, though, is helpful for Sam, who's got a bit of a gap now. It's going to be tough for them to close that.
The leader is out of NASCAR turn 2, heading towards the bus stop.
As well as 3 of his closest friends behind him. Not too far behind.
Leaving the bus stop now.
Yep. Turn 3. NASCAR 3, sorry.
And you know what we got to call him now?
Dread to
Jonas Winner.
Winner, that's right.
Oh dear, he's here all night.
Look at this.
Oh, it's going to be close to the line, but I think Sam has got it.
Sam got it by a fender. What do you think? Plasman and Heineken. Going to be close, too. Oh, look at this. This isn't even going to be closer.
That's Heineken.
Oh, he pulled it out. Wow.
Did he do it? He did as well.
He got by him,
Yep.
yeah. Just nosed them out.
By 1/1000th of a second.
As Tyler was saying, that's what you kind of like about this track. That happens all the time, which is kind of...
Yep.
Well, it's not quite able to do Kaz Brinkhausen. Two Gazx boys doing a bit of a parade here.
Good strategy from Jonas Wanner, the winner. I like that, Clyde.
Yeah, it's...
How long have you had that in your head for?
about half the race. I think that Gazx car certainly needs a BSTV logo on it. Just to finish it off and make it. Yeah, there you go. Have some of that.
Both arms, it was as well.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Whoa! Somebody went into space. Holy.
See, why don't they do this in real life?
Hopefully Gazx got some good team championship pictures before everyone else chimed in.
Yeah.
Before everybody else decided to ruin the party.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think that's certainly lived up to our expectations. Tyler, give us a brief rundown on what we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, it was a classic Daytona race, wasn't it? You saw kind of the battle packs that you get with the tow and some really impressive racing between kind of that top 4 and after the pit stop, 2nd through 4th. Definitely some chaos a bit further back and more cars kind of out of the running than you'd like, but certainly that can just be a product of the absolutely high level of competition that there is in this series, and certainly I'm looking forward to the expanded series next season with the full GT3 grid. I think that's going to be really exciting.
And Pete, as I said, Daytona lived up to its expectations. These drivers and this series in the final race lived up to the expectations. Sometimes races don't get much better than that, do they?
No, they don't. And tonight's race was riddled with battles all the way through it, and none of the moves that I saw were questionable at all. It was very competitive racing, and people taking the lines they were supposed to do, even if somebody else didn't at that point in time. But the racing was excellent. We saw some amazing group racing. The next level guys are inseparable. They finished 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's just repeated and focused in on all the characteristics of all the other races and put it on the Daytona track. What a great race to finish the season on.
Exactly. Bill, the series as a whole, it's been an absolutely fantastic series. Credit to the organisers and the drivers. Have you enjoyed it?
I did. I can't add much to what the other guys said. All I can say is that the organizers were they did a great job picking this track for the last one of the season. I mean, like all the guys have said, nip and tuck, passing, drafting, just really. And as we all know, Daytona Road Course turns out some really great races, even though it looks nice and simple. It's a little bit challenging. You gotta use your head. You gotta plan a little bit, and it was a heck of a battle. Had a lot of fun at this one.
Excellent. Right, let's get these podium interviews underway. And Tyler, I'll let you take our race winner, Jonas Winner.
Congratulations, Jonas. Really stellar performance today, and seemed to be kind of all in the strategy. One lap longer in that first stint than everybody else could do, and was pretty much smooth sailing from there on out, wasn't it?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. For sure, I have a good strategy. I won that pole in quali, but in the end, I was very happy with P2, so I could have the slip from Sam and Max, and then save as much fuel as I can. And yeah, I heard Max refueled 57 liters, and I only did 53 or something like that. And then these were the 2 seconds I had the gap.
Yeah, how much communication was there between you and Max? Obviously, teammates in this race today. Was the plan all along for you guys to work together to save fuel, or were you just taking advantage of a bit of inferior track position to make the distance that they couldn't?
Yeah, in the beginning, we both hoped that we probably can overtake Sam, so we can force the pace of the field. But then everything was about saving as much fuel as we can, and then work the best strategy out for us.
Yeah, very good. Obviously, you didn't run the full season for Gaz X, but were a significant contribution to the team championship, which I am certain you've sealed up after this round. Can we expect to see you in the new GT3 series with Gaz X, or will you be doing some other racing from here on out?
I don't know yet. I think it's up to Max and Mirko, but probably or maybe we will see me again.
Well, fantastic. I certainly hope so, because you are absolutely rapid out on track, as your results in the past few weeks have shown. So, anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, Jonas, before we let you go?
Yeah, definitely to Max and Mirko for giving me the opportunity again and let me drive for Gazix Racing.
Well, fantastic. Congratulations, Jonas, your race winner here in round 6 of the Next Level E Series Lamborghini Championship, and congratulations on the team championship.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so that was Jonas winner the winner. Let's bring in next. We don't seem to have Sam Keitert, so let's bring in our third place driver, Jerome Vatler. Welcome to the booth.
Hey, good evening, guys.
Good evening. What an absolutely fantastic race. And a fantastic battle between you, Max, and Sam. Tell us all about it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty good fun actually. Basically, it's also all about the track here. You got the 2 long straights in the oval, so slipstream is insanely important. I was pretty quick in the infield, but at a certain point in the race, I drove in first for a couple of laps. And I noticed immediately I ran too much downforce on the straights. The other guys could overtake me much easier than I could overtake them.
So, slight error in car setup, but you still got yourself on the podium. Even though you was running more downforce. Some fantastic tactics there and fuel saving by Jonas. Was there anything you could have done? Because we did see you drop back a little bit, didn't we, at the start? And probably you was running at 100% and using more fuel than you wanted to catch back up with those top 3.
At the first few laps, yes, I had to find my rhythm and I had to go full out on the straights to keep the gap, to keep the toe actually. I think after lap 6 or 7, everything calmed down. Behind me there was a gap of 3 seconds, so I could relax a bit as well. I started saving some fuel, but yeah, clearly I wasn't the only one trying to do that. Jonas did a great job going a lap extra, because basically I was at 1 liter when I entered the pit, so the tank was really empty. My speed stop was pretty quick. I think I took a little too much fuel and I made a mistake in my outlap. I think that helped him make the gap, but afterwards he was just too quick for me. I couldn't catch him.
Excellent. And how have you enjoyed this Lamborghini GT3 Cup on the whole?
Quite a lot, actually. There's very high level of driving in the top 10, I'd say. Very clean driving as well. You can take a guy on in close racing, being pretty certain he won't ram you out. As we proved today, I think the last 20 minutes were pretty epic. So yeah, it was great fun. If Next Level organizes a new championship, I'll definitely participate again.
Well, there is a new championship, and it's opening up to all of the GT3 cars. So hopefully, we will see you back in that.
You can be pretty sure of that. Thank you.
Excellent. So before we let you go, any shout outs you'd like to give?
The same guys as last week, so the Roaring Chicken Nuggets, and yeah, maybe one guy in particular, Bjorn Van Impe, who helped me a little bit with the setup yesterday, and yeah, basically it helped because it gained 2/10 for me a lap, so thanks to those guys.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your podium finish, and we hope to see you in the new championship.
You will. Thank you guys, have a very nice evening, see you soon.
And to you, Jerome, thank you very much. Okay, Pete, we now have second place, Sam Keitert, for you.
Good evening, Sam. We didn't know whether we were going to get you. You turned up a little later for us. Second place for you. You were on pole, weren't you? Yeah. So are you very disappointed with second place?
No, I mean still podium. So that's never bad, but it could have just have been a P1 or at least be close at the end with Jonas. So at that point, yeah, it has to be a P1, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and do you think that by leading so many laps at the beginning, it led to some sort of disadvantage in terms of fuel saving? Because Jonas managed to get another lap on all of the of the four of you that had gapped the rest of the field, he was able to go the one extra lap that appeared to give him the advantage afterwards, because it meant he wasn't battling with you guys.
Yeah, well, I was also fuel saving at the front all the time, so it was not like you had much more fuel for that extra lap. I just didn't do that lap, but I saved the same amount of fuel, maybe some small margin between us. But no, I just refueled way too much, and on that moment when you refuel like 8 to 9 liters way too much, you're gonna feel that in the pits. And I already saw that when both Jeroen and Maximilian overtook me in the pits. So I know it was. I knew Jonas would be out front very far after that.
I have to say, though, your capability and speed was phenomenal. Even when you got a slowdown at the exit of the bus stop, but your ability to pull back onto the two cars in front of you was astonishing. It didn't even take you a lap to get back on terms with them. Who does your setups, or do you do your own?
I made this on my own.
Wow.
So it's not like I have much practice time. I think I started end afternoon today. So yeah, it's not priority racing. It's just fun league racing. So nothing to take so serious.
Well, you were ferociously fast, it has to be said, and I have to salute all four of the guys in that league group. The capability and how close you were driving to one another without actually interfering with one another negatively was just amazing. A real show for the viewers. Can we rely upon you to be back for the next season of Next Level?
Yeah, I have to look if everything fits in my calendar, but I think I will be back for the next season. And yeah, what you said on the end, it was really fun with all the guys, with Jeroen and Maximilian drafting around the straights. It's really hard to overtake in the Lambo because you always go to the outside. Well, yeah, that was really fun. The last 20 minutes when you see you couldn't reach Jonas anymore.
I mean, we saw you doing some overtakes around the outside. I mean, that's astonishing. It has to be said, a fantastic display of driving from you tonight. You should walk away from this one or drive away, up to you. Very proud of your second place. I'm not sure where you finished in the standings because I don't have them to hand. But is there anybody you'd like to have a shout out to or to thank before we let you go, Sam?
Yeah, today, thanks to Sim Controls again, sponsor of the league, of course, and my team Racecraft, always helping out.
Fantastic stuff, and thank you very much again. Our second place finisher, Sam Koiter.
Thanks, man. Have a good night, boys.
Okay, so that is the driver interviews over. So last but not least, we are going to bring in organisers Jellybean and Simon Van Dyck.
Hey,
guys, welcome to the booth.
Thank you.
Question, let's start with Yelly, shall we? We think it's been an absolutely fantastic series, well organised. We'll forget about last week, but you two, you must be over the moon with how this series has gone.
Yeah.
Not too bad, boys.
Not too bad, is that it?
Yeah. What do you guys think? I think we've made a steep learning curve. Of course, we came in this championship with only done or organizing the 24 hours of quota, and that has been mainly done by Simon. And I stepped on board as one of the team members from our own racing team. And I think we've done incredibly well, and that's also why we've started the new GT3 championship and the endurance championship.
Excellent. And Simon, same sort of question to you. You must be happy with how this series has gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like Jelle said, the race on Kota went that one went really well. Yeah, we had the idea of starting a Lambo Cup. Never expected to have so many entries in such a short time. Of course, we brought you guys for our stream. I'm really happy about that too, because you really did an amazing job with the stream and commentary and everything. So yeah, for all the people that turned up and participated in all the races and everything, yeah, it was great. I never expected so much from this. So yeah.
Well, you guys, you certainly attracted a very, very high class of driver. We've seen professional drivers in the series. We've seen some, very highly rated sim racers in the series. So, and the racing in general has been, absolutely fantastic. In most rounds we've had some brilliant door-to-door racing, without contact, and that's always, good to see. I know people like crashes, and we do get our fair share in this one. I don't know if you guys see it, but please have a look at the pit exit crash. That was quite funny to commentate on.
Yep.
Obviously, you've got an endurance series coming up. You've got the GT3 league coming up. Are we likely to see the similar or some of the same drivers and similar class drivers in these upcoming series?
Yeah, of course. Of course, there's some new people that are coming into the league, but we're trying to get the same people that are now in the top 10. Some people already told us that they're going to compete. Some new high-end sim racers also joined our league for the new GT3 series. So yeah, we cannot wait until the next until next one.
Excellent. Pete, any questions for these two reprobates?
Why you were present in the first few races? Why did you not feature in the last few races?
For me,
banned.
Yeah,
Bad
I couldn't
driving.
stand it. This was my only shot to get in the interview room.
That's the right answer. Yeah. So the next level guys, there's quite a few of them.
Mhm.
Have you told them that they are allowed to race like separate from one another? And whenever we find them, they're always in a bunch.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
do they know that they can race, on other bits of the track?
Yeah, well, the level of of course, the level of performance in our team is almost the same. Some people grew this last season a lot, from people that just started with sim racing and now can compete with the other guys that is already doing it a longer time. So yeah, but it looks like they are glued together in the race. So yeah, it's fun. That's one thing. That's for sure.
Got no more questions, other than to thank you guys for making a fantastic league.
Yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, again, you guys also for the great stream and for the good commentary.
No, don't worry, we haven't finished grilling you yet. Bill, any questions for these guys?
Happy to work with you guys in our future leagues as well. So thanks for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, I really don't have any questions. I just wanted to say that you guys really put a nice package together. Turned out really well. And I'll tell you, the piece de resistance was the last race you picked at Daytona. That's the perfect place. It was a great race today. A lot of close racing, fairly clean racing, and it was exciting because they got a lot of passing, a lot of drafting there. It was wonderful. You guys did a great job, and looking forward to next season, really.
Yeah.
You sound a bit American to me, so I understand why you like Daytona. Hey.
Well, I first of all, I live close to here, and I'm not a NASCAR fan, so don't get me wrong, okay? But Daytona in itself does more than just NASCAR. They do. This road course looks really easy. We mentioned in the broadcast, so it looks easy. It doesn't look that difficult. But you really have to use your head here because you have a lot of drafting. That infield course is not as easy as it looks. You have a lot of off-camber stuff in there, and turn one is probably I'm stealing thunder from one of my colleagues here, but probably one of the best corners in road racing. Really, I mean, going into that turn one, I mean, your car's on fire, and you got to funnel down from 3 lanes to 2. It's really a tough corner, and makes for a lot of good racing. But you guys put a good package together. Really enjoyed it, and thanks for having us on board with you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's do more fun stuff in the future.
Most definitely. And from one American to another, Tyler, anything you want to add with these guys?
No, I don't have any questions. Just echoing what everyone said. It's been great fun broadcasting the league, and definitely looking forward to the GT3 championship.
Great. Yeah, we have the endurance series coming up too, and we're also busy with the NASCAR league at the moment. So yeah, we have enough stuff to do in the future. So.
And Sam, obviously these guys are keeping us busy with all of these series they keep organising. Any questions from you?
I think you round up all of the questions, and I would just say that this series is pretty amazing to watch. Great battles. So yeah, congrats guys on organizing this one.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so just leaves me again just to thank you guys for getting us on board. We have all thoroughly enjoyed it, and we're certainly looking forward to the new GT3 league and the Endurance League. And we've never broadcast NASCAR before, so that's going to be new to us. But luckily we have got a couple of Americans on board, so they should know all about it.
We have to work on a redneck accent, like we're from the South.
And we've got to give everybody names like Billy Bob and things like that. So expect some new names coming up from us, guys. So thanks for joining us in the booth. Thanks for a fantastic series, and we look forward to kicking it all off again.
Thanks, boys. There's got to be a first for everything, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Before we let you go, we must say, is there any shout outs, any thank yous that you want to give out? Now is your chance.
Shout out to all the teams and drivers for participating, and hope to see you in the future.
Exactly.
There you go. Short and sweet, just how we like it. Right, guys. We'll let you go. We will sum up what we've just watched, and we'll see you next time.
Okay. You have a good evening.
Ciao.
Right, now they've gone. What do we really think of them?
Yeah, well, what a shit series. Yeah, we're never going to broadcast this again. They couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. Yeah, no. I must admit, this. I know our GT4 TCR league. We have some fantastic fun with that, but I really, really enjoy commentating on this league. Again, I think it's a fantastic bunch of drivers. I always say with our stuff, it's the drivers that make the league, not really the organisers. The organisers have the idea, put some things together, but it's up to the drivers to make it what it is. And I think the drivers have done the organisers proud. So here we go. So that was the end of that series. Obviously, make sure you drop this broadcast a like. Make sure you sign up to our Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll never miss our broadcasts again. Thanks to the organisers. Thanks to the drivers. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We've got a bit of a quiet week next week. We've got.
Oh darn! Really?
Yeah, we've obviously got VRA GTCC on Sunday. And then we're back on Wednesday with the GT4 TCR EDF Motorsports League. And there's a possibility that there may be a one-off special at some point next week, but we'll find out about that. So yeah, join us on Sunday. Another season finale, so it's going to be fantastic. Thanks to Sam, thanks to Pete, thanks to Bill, thanks to Tyler for being with us in this series tonight and the rest of the season that we've just seen. I'm going to say good night because I need to go to bed because I've got to go to work tomorrow. I'll let the guys say good night and then we'll close the broadcast. So good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely tune in for the next season. Tune in on Sunday. Hopefully Clyde will be driving and we can laugh at him crashing, although he's not been there the last few times. And then you can laugh at me on Wednesday crashing at Sonoma.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks to everybody that participated, the organizers, of my colleagues here, and had a great time. And as Clyde said, looking forward to the next season. See you on Sunday, hopefully.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks to drivers who came in for the interviews. Congratulations to the champions, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you on Sunday.